case, then today we're all here to become extremely wealthy. To find balance between our mind, our body, and soul. And that is something that yoga really helps everyone with. And if you do it correctly, you can achieve all your goals. But for everything in between, we need modern medicine. And we are here today to bridge the gap between modern medicine and yoga. Of course, Connect and Heal is a tech based platform. It helps people like you and me, people who are great with technology, find our basic medical facilities, to really get the treatment we deserve right at our fingertips. So whether you're a corporate employee, you're trying to find facilities that your employers have created for you, or you are an employer and you have been trying to get the best coverage for your employees, this is where Connect and Heal really makes it easy for us. Of course, more about all that is wellness, health, yoga, fitness, all of that now with one of the most prolific and fit Indians of our time. Someone we've seen and heard of so many times. And it is my absolute pleasure to introduce you all to the one and only Mandira Bedi, of course, actress. She's a fitness enthusiast, or shall I say self-proclaimed serial exerciser. She likes to, of course, refer to herself as that. She's also a television presenter. She's a mother, a designer. Oh, the list of achievements can go on and on. So good to have you with us, Mandira.
Hi, Shagufta. Thank you so much. That introduction was so nice. Thank you. Yes, I am a serial exerciser, but thank you for your very kind words and your lovely words of introduction.
Well, I just said whatever was true. Now, Mandira, my first question to you is something we all take for granted. So bear with me. It's quite cliche. But how are you doing, Mandira?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm keeping myself active. I'm keeping myself busy. I'm keeping myself in touch with my own health. It's wonderful that a platform like Connect and Heal has invited me on a day like this, because I think, I'm a great believer in preemptive, doing your tests, doing your regular
Right.
checkups. And this is such a wonderful platform. It's the largest corporate healthcare platform in India, providing like 360-degree solutions as far as, teleconsultation is concerned, health checkups are concerned, visits online are concerned. I think, it's amazing. And I'm very happy to be here because I feel very connected to platforms like Connect and Heal, and I'm doing well. Thank you. That was a long answer to your complex question.
We're all here for you. So the more you want to answer, we're all okay with that. And with that, of course, I want to officially pick your brain. Today is World Yoga Day, and this year's theme is Yoga for Humanity. But I want to know, there are crores and crores of people who are practicing yoga every single day. But what is your yoga journey been? When did you start? And where are you now? Where have you reached in your yoga journey?
Well, if you were to say to me, Mandira, are you a yogini? I can't say I'm a yogini because I don't practice yoga every day, but I do enjoy yoga. I've been practicing yoga for quite a few years now, and there's certain things which I find challenging, which I give myself as goals to get towards, to reach, to achieve. So yoga has been a very sort of exciting journey. There's so much learning as far as yoga is concerned. There's so many great stretches and asanas that I use, regardless of whether I'm practicing yoga on a regular basis or not, for your, to open out your back, protect your posture. So I think, yoga for me has been, it has always been a part of my fitness journey, even though, I rarely do I just, or rare has it been a time when I've done 7 days a week of yoga. So yoga is there every maybe 3 or 4 times a week, and it's very important to me because I think it opens up parts of my body, and it corrects certain things that need help. So stretches and some of the asanas, which I love, I do on a regular basis. But sitting and practicing yoga for, an hour every day, that doesn't happen. That happens once in a while.
I mean, picking up a little bit on that, you, of course, keep yourself busy and active in other ways. You might not practice yoga every day, but you're doing 100 other things. So we want to know, what does a rest day look like for you? Do you actually take a break? And what is leisure time for Mandira?
Well, something as important as exercise is rest is equally important. So what happens is, you can be working. I work out every single day, but having said that, I'm act I'm active every single day. 4 or 5 times a week, it could be something intense. It could be, weight training, or it could be, swimming or running. But twice a week, which you can sort of call rest days, I'm active, I'm walking. So exercise or activity, falls into my, fits into my day every single day, 7 days a week, every day of the month. But there are 2 days which, in the week, which are not as hectic as the other five. So rest is also important for your body, because you tear your muscles and you work on your muscles through the week, and it's nice to give your body that break, so that your body gets time to rejuvenate and repair, and rest. Rest is very important. But what does my rest day look like? It does include one hour of walk minimum.
Well, walking seems to be what most other people do to stay active. And here's Mandira Bedi telling you that she rests while she walks. Great, Mandira. Of course, coming back to, managing, balancing, working, not working, resting, corporate India is actually ready to head back to work. They're ready to get back into their offices. And this is different, right? Post COVID, Connect and Heal is, of course, trying to make it easier for them. They're providing them with the opportunity to book vaccinations, at home tests, return to work assessments. But when you have, a full time office to get to from a health perspective, how do you, balance work and fitness priorities? What are some of the things you would like to tell people?
Well, something in these last 2 years, with lockdowns and with staying at home, with the pandemic, the one thing that we have learned, all of us have learned, is how important health is. Health is paramount. We need to take care of ourselves. I don't know whether anybody is there who's escaped COVID. Either they've had it or members of their families have had it. And the people who are generally healthier and fitter have just breezed through it. And the ones who've not really taken care of themselves have maybe struggled a little bit. So, I mean, that has happened in this last 2 years. Of course, the first wave, let's not talk about that. But I'm just saying this 2 years
Right.
has taught us that being healthy and taking care of ourselves and taking care of our bodies and taking care of our health is paramount. So when you're getting back to work, that hangover, the good hangover, I'm saying that good hangover of exercising, getting fit, staying fit, must sort of seep into your normal going out to work kind of day. So the way you used to fit exercise into your day, into your regime, back when you're sitting at home, is the way you got to do it now. My suggestion, it works for me, but for different people, it's different things. But I always find, even if I have a really busy work day or shoot day which starts at 8:30 in the morning, I wake up half an hour earlier, 30 minutes earlier, to get myself even a 25-minute quick workout in, a high intensity workout in. So that kind of colors my day, that kind of, gives me the energy boost I need for the day. I like to finish it off first part of the day, because once you've finished it off in the first part of the day, it's not like hanging, in front of your head like that, saying, oh, I have to exercise, I have to get my workout done. The other way to do it is, a lot of people, live, go to work in buildings which have gyms, which have, places to exercise. So go ahead, use that opportunity. Whenever you have a lunch break, maybe you get a quick workout in, and then grab that salad, and use your 1 hour of lunch break very effectively. The other thing to do is, wherever and whenever possible, even in your commute, if you say you're traveling by train, or you're traveling by bus, or you're traveling, get off a little away from home, so you can get a walk in. My point is, please don't think I diss walks. I love walks. Walks are absolutely amazing. The important thing is get some exercise in. For people who say, I just don't have the time, I always give them this equation. In 24 hours of a day, if we're lucky and we get good sleep, we get 8 hours of sleep or 7 hours of sleep, that still leaves us with 16 or 17 waking hours. Are you trying to tell me in 16 or 17 waking hours you can't give 30 minutes or 45 minutes to yourself? Of course you can. And you know what? This is an investment in yourself. So you've got to find in your schedule that formula. For me, it has to happen the first part of the day, whatever time my, work starts, I wake up 30 minutes earlier. So 30 minutes or an hour earlier if I have the time, and get my workout in done, a workout in the first part of the day, and then let my day, unfold. And I know, how positive and how, upbeat my day is after I've exercised in the morning. So that is my advice. And the other thing is there, that I've read about. I mean, I read about it, but I've also noticed is that your willpower is at its highest in the morning. As the day goes by, as the day progresses, it kind of dissipates, and then you start finding excuses as to why you shouldn't work out. So when you wake up in the morning and when you're about to take on the day, you get your exercise done in and make that a habit. Do it for 21 days; it becomes a habit. And when you do that, honestly, your day is colored by a positive energy boost of a start.
Well, if you put it that way, of course, I'm going to stop making excuses now, Mandira, and get
Yes,
out there and start in the morning itself. Now,
yes, yes.
speaking of someone who makes excuses, my mother, she refuses to go to
Mm-hmm.
the doctor most of the time. She's one of those people that says, I don't need to see a doctor. So, what happens most of the time is I end up bringing the doctor to her. Technology is great that way. And, with
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
platforms like Connect and Heal, it's so much easier to do that. They have such an incredible network
Yes,
of doctors available, right, to do these
that's
virtual
amazing. Yes.
consultations. But we all know that you are fit, you stay active, you make time for your exercise and for your diet and all that. But do you think good fitness is complete without regular health checkups?
I can't stress the importance of regular health checkups enough. I say, you do your 6 monthly pap smear, mammogram, once a year, get your blood, entire battery of blood tests done, get your 2D echo done, get your stress test done. Just do it. Just do it like it's routine. Set a, date in your calendar and just say, this needs to be done. This needs to be done every 6 months. This needs to be done every year. And I've been doing that. And I think, it's almost like, it makes you, it gives you a sense of like validation where you pat yourself on the back and say, you know what, this report card came good because I've been taking care of myself. I've been eating healthy. My cholesterol isn't high. My counts
Right,
aren't off because I've been taking care of myself. So it is
right,
very important. And something, look, uh, people get sick, things
right,
happen to people, and if you're doing your regular checkups, you can catch disease,
right.
before it's progressed too far. So I mean, I cannot stress the importance of tests and regular checkups enough. And as far as going to the doctor is concerned, I the worst thing in the world that you can do is self medicate. The worst thing
Yeah,
you can do is just get on and ask some get on to like a Google, get onto a browser and just ask, questions, because that is not a diagnosis. Now
right.
that we have, platforms like Connect and Heal, speak to a doctor face to face. Yeah, so many now consultations are happening, online. The doctor just has to see you. I mean, it's a next best thing to a physical examination.
Right.
So if anything goes wrong, don't wait for anything to get worse. Nip it in the bud. Show a doctor. Start the process of recovery as soon as you can before it gets too late. I'm of the belief that you should be able to catch the sickness before it's even happened when you're
Right.
getting your checkups done on a regular basis. So I cannot stress on that enough. And as far as your mom's concerned, whenever she gets stubborn about going to the doctor, just get on to Connect and Heal, get a doctor's appointment, and just put her in front of the screen and make her speak to the doctor. That's the way to do it now. Now literally with platforms like Connect and Heal, there are no excuses, right?
That's true. That's true. And our parents somehow become our children at some point, and we have to tell
Yes,
them
that's
now
right.
what's best for them. But
Yes,
speaking
yes.
of children, you have two wonderful children. I mean, if anyone follows you on social media, we get glimpses of them here and there, and they're absolutely adorable. But how do you, include them into your health journey, and how do you pass it on to them? How do you make health a priority for your children? Like, what do you tell them? Do you, take an active part in their nutrition? And how do you really inculcate these good health values?
You know, my yeah, you know how they say you are a product of your upbringing. So as far as my mom was concerned, she used to make sure that there used to be some vegetables on my plate for lunch and for dinner. Now, very often kids don't like eating vegetables, so I make sure I get those vegetables in a nice, thick, hearty soup. But those vegetables do go down their, down their stomachs. They don't really like. I mean, they're not crazy about junk food. Every now and then, yes, they don't mind a pizza or some French fries, and I don't deny them that. But on a regular basis, they eat. They make sure I make sure that they get their source of protein from eggs, and they get their greens in. They have fruit at 4 o'clock every evening. So I am very actively a participant in their nutrition and what they eat. As far as activity is concerned, during the pandemic, it was a little bit hard. But what I used to do is when we were allowed to take those walks outside the house with our masks on, I used to lure my son out and say, you know what? We're going to go and count all the dogs in the neighborhood. And that's how I used to get him to, and meet all the dogs in the neighborhood. And that's how I used to get him to take a walk around the neighborhood with me. And, I gave him a little fitness tracker. And I said, I don't know about anything. I'm not going to give you, any massive goals, but I want you to get 6,000 steps in every day. And, ever since I gave him that tracker, barring Sundays, I think he gets those 6,000 steps in every day. My daughter is very active in any case. Downstairs in our house, we have a trampoline. She likes to go and jump in the trampoline, on the trampoline, just for fun as well. So that's some exercise. As long as there's some activity, as long as there's no sedentary lifestyle, as long as you're eating healthy food. I mean, as far as children are concerned, those are the boxes I want to tick off. And the children are children, so they're allowed to eat. Yeah, it's not a cheat meal when it comes to them. They're allowed to eat some fries
True.
and pizzas and pastas now and then. It's
Yeah.
not our regular fare at all. And yes, the one thing I try and control is I try and make sure that the sugar intake happens only on Friday. Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the weekend. Gets extended to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday becomes 3 days. But I try and control their sugar intake as much as I can. So through the week there's no sugar, and on the weekends I allow them to have a little bit of dessert with their meals, or cake or chocolate or whatever. So I mean, these are just some basics. It's not like I'm very strict. They have to enjoy their life. I mean, I know how much I love
Right.
sweet and how much I look forward to eating chocolates, and but I don't remember how my mom used to ration chocolates out to me. But this is the way I do it, because otherwise there'd be absolutely no control over sweet. And over the pandemic, the last 2 years, I developed this interest in making desserts and ice creams. And my son
Wow.
would be the recipient, and he'd try them all out, and he liked them so much that he'd end up finishing them. So yeah, so I was a little bit to blame for his sweet tooth during that time, but then I reined things in and got things back in order.
Well, as long as you have a plan for most of the time, I think those few
Yeah.
times that they slip here and there, like you said, it should be okay. But have you introduced them to yoga at any point?
Yes. So both of them in school have been introduced to yoga. There have been yoga classes that both their schools have had as a part of their week. And
Yeah.
so the basic asanas, they try doing a back bend. They, of course, everybody loves child's pose. They like downward dog. So whenever I'm practicing, they practice with me. I've got,
Great.
every room of mine has a yoga mat. So if I'm working out, and I work out a lot in my own bedroom, and the kids hang out with me, so they just pull out a mat and they start doing stuff with me. So yes, I have introduced them to some basic asanas. I haven't asked them to, made them stand on their heads or anything like that, or do handstands yet. But I think with the right kind of teacher, the more difficult asanas will happen then. But I think yes, yoga is very beneficial for children. It's good for good sleep. It's good for good
Right.
posture. It's good generally for a good happy demeanor as well. So yeah, I mean they do a little bit of yoga. What school has taught them and what I teach them when I'm exercising in front of them and they come and join me. But for something a little more long term, maybe I'll wait a bit before I start them on a yoga class.
Absolutely, yeah, that's good advice. Some more advice, of course, because we are all looking to you now for some guidance in terms of fitness and health, but specifically yoga. At Connect and Heal, we are actually trying to break down the barriers that people face when they're trying to get healthcare. Right? It doesn't matter where you're from or who you are. Anytime, anywhere, you should have basic medical facilities available to you, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
and you've spoken about preemptive care and all of that, to avoid a lot of health risks that may come up. But imagine you're a non-yoga practitioner, someone who's just heard about yoga, seen people do yoga here and there. How would you
Hmm.
suggest they bring yoga into their life?
Well, there are lots of lovely breathing practices, anulom vilom, vastrika. A nice way to get into yoga is with the breathing, and the breathing, regulating the breathing gives you a good night's sleep. So everybody loves a good night's sleep. So that's a good way to sort of get people into it. And it's not something that anybody can't do. It's very doable. And
Yeah,
there are lots of lovely poses to stretch out your back, to give your spine a good stretch, like the cobra pose and the cat cow. I love those two. In fact, I do those two at the end of every one of my workouts because it gives my
yeah,
back a beautiful stretch.
yeah.
So and then there are a lot of very nice asanas that you can lie down and do, or do just even seated. There are these beautiful stretches that stretch out your sides, that stretch your spine, that work on your core. So simple ones which uh, won't injure you, because very often when you're doing yoga, you have to do yoga with the right kind of teacher so you don't injure yourself, because there are lots of things that we see on social media that look great, and if we try it at home on our own, we can get injured.
Yeah.
So I'm saying there are lots of nice simple beginner asanas that you can sort of get into, just to stretch yourself out and open your heart out and stretch your back and
Right.
exercise your core. So yeah, I mean, I think that depending, and I also want to tell you this: during the pandemic, there was a time right up top where I felt a lot of anxiety and stress, and I found there were a lot of nice um, asanas for stress relief, like just simply lying with your lying on your back with your legs up against the wall. That is a beautiful it's a stress relieving asana. So is cat cow and cobra, so even camel. So I did a lot of these at the start of the pandemic, just to help relieve my anxiety and stress. So these are really good ones, when you're having a little bit of a day and you just want to you just want to sort of feel better, feel calmer, do a few of the breathing exercises, and you can lie down with your legs against the wall, straight up, and you'll genuinely find your heart rate coming down and you relaxing. So there are lots of lovely asanas like that that you can start with, that are not difficult to do and that you won't
Right.
injure yourself with. And then as you get into the journey, and as you get more and more interested in yoga, you can maybe join a class, or you can
Right.
consult online. There are many ways of taking that yoga practice to the next level.
That's true. I actually enrolled my husband and I in yoga classes, and I felt like it actually helped us want to do yoga more and more, because sort of became a
That's
competition of who can do it better. But I mean, it was nice to go through it with someone by your side. But okay, we've tracked your fitness journey, right? You swim, you do cardio, you walk, you do yoga. But is there something unconventional or underrated, a form of exercise that you've done and would recommend to the rest of us?
Well, people, I said this at the start of when I, when we got talking. When I said my rest day includes walking, but I tell you, walking is a very underrated exercise. People say, "हाँ हम walk करते
Right.
हैं, हम walk करते हैं," but the fact is, the beautiful thing about walking is that you don't need anything special for it. You don't need to be in a gym. You don't need a you
Right.
don't need a treadmill. You just need a pair of comfortable shoes. And the best part about walking is your exercise, your workout, and there are ways you can make it harder. You can make it more challenging. You can walk faster. You can walk and run. You can do different things to make to up the level of even your walk. But the best part about walking is the moment you finish tying your shoelaces and you stand up, that's when your workout begins. So it is very underrated. When I said that I do it on my rest day, I mean, I do it because I want to stay active, and that's a wonderful way
Right.
to stay active. So don't get me wrong when I say walking is for my rest day. Walking is a wonderful exercise, and we should not diss it. And the fact is, if anyone
Yeah.
wants to start a journey of activity and good health and exercising on a regular basis, I tell people start with walking. You start like a baby starts
That's
walking, and
true.
then the
Yeah.
baby starts to run, and then the baby starts to do somersaults. But start
Yeah.
with walking because that's the best thing you can do. The other thing you can do is this is what everybody has somewhere close by to them, and that is a flight of steps. So when it's raining and when I don't feel like, I very often jog in my living room in a figure of eight so that I don't go completely dizzy. But
Oh,
on days when I don't want to jog in my living room, I just go up and down the steps. That is also terrific, terrific exercise. And I once met a diabetes doctor who said that walking up and down steps, okay, is a better exercise for diabetics than even just regular walking. They say diabetics should walk, they should exercise. Yes, they should exercise. No, of the walking kind is great, but going up and down steps is even better. So that's also very underrated, and that's also something we can do. Just everybody has a access to a flight of steps close by to them. Just go up and down, go up and down. Stop counting. The best thing you can do is stop counting. Don't count. Just say, you know what? Now it's 5:29. From 5:29 to say 5:50. That's that's about 20 minutes. I'm going to walk up and down the steps. I'm not going to count how many flights of steps I do. I'm just going to go up and down. So the best way to do it is use a timer and just get to it.
that's great advice, and I think this kind of handles my next question to you, which I was going to ask you for, tips and a way to balance between, what is suggested for our exercise, but what medical experts also tell us. So, how do we, find
Yes.
that balance? Because we want to do certain things for our body, but what are the questions we should ask our doctor, like if you want to start that medical journey?
Well, first up, I would say, you do your health checkup. See where you're at. See what condition your heart is in. See, yeah, once you've done your blood tests and you see where your cholesterol is at, you get a lay of the land. Get the lay of the land, and
Right.
see how you're doing. Then you meet your GP and say, look, I want to embark on a journey of health and fitness. What do you recommend? Do you recommend walking? Do you recommend going to the gym? I just say the one thing that you don't have to consult a doctor for is walking. So you start
Yeah.
by walking, and the more you walk, the fitter you'll feel. The fitter you'll feel, the more you'll want to raise it to the next level. Take it to the next level. Then maybe enroll in a gym. Uh, Check with your doctor. Also, one thing is listening to your doctor, and what the doctor says is good for you, or what you can do, or what you're capable of, or what your body is capable of. But the other thing is listen to your body, because your body
Right.
also tells you what it can or cannot do. I remember when I post my pregnancy, I put on about 20 kilos, and I was trying to lose the weight. And I remember I was 20 kilos heavier than this. And I started with walking, and I kind of ended my walk every day with 2 minutes of a run. And I just found there was tremendous, tremendous pressure on my knees, because my knees were not used to taking this much weight plus 20.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
52 before I got pregnant, and I was about 70, 71 when I was doing this. So at 70, 71, my body was not able to, my knees were not able to take it. So my body was telling me that you need to lose a little more weight before you start running. So I'm just saying, on the one hand, consult a physician before you take on anything very, very, things like playing squash, or things like playing tennis, very, very hectic sports. You need to, I think it's very important to speak to a doctor, say, this is what I want to start doing, this is what I want to start, practicing on a regular basis. Check with your doctor first. Doctor gives you a go ahead, then you're on your own. Then listen to your body. If you're going to the gym, start with the trainer. The trainer will tell you that you're doing things with correct form. Your trainer will tell you whether your posture is correct, whether you're going in the right direction, not harming your body or injuring yourself. And once you've got the hang of exercise, and once you've got a hang of things, then maybe you can start working out on your own. So I'm just saying, on the one hand, it's very important to take the advice of your doctor when you
Right.
embark on the journey, what you can or cannot do. And then after that, your body will tell you what you can and you cannot do. And it's very important to listen to your body. There's different kinds of pain. There's that sweet pain after exercise. You say, oh man, I worked out my legs today and they're feeling like jelly. I've had a great workout. Or you
Yeah.
say that, I worked out my back and there's that nice sweet pain in my back. That's different from a back pain when you hurt yourself. So
True.
injury
True.
and that sweet pain, you've got to be able to find that difference between the two. And to begin with, always take the help of a trainer. Every gym has, I mean, you don't have to go into personal training, but if you're doing an exercise you've never done before, every gym has trainers about. Just ask, is this the right way to do it? Get some advice, you know, do it right a couple of times, learning from someone. And then after that, you get the confidence to do it on your own.
Absolutely. Now, you've mentioned a lot. We've covered a lot of ground here. In fact, I wish I had a notebook with me so I could just jot down everything that you've mentioned. So much advice to follow and keep with us. But having said that, you've mentioned walking and all of your exercises that you do, your diet, all of that. But is it safe to say that when you're working, different projects are more demanding than others? Do you manage to do the same thing every day, or does it change according to your projects that you have?
Well, like I said, I find time for activity every single day, regardless of the project. So if I'm
Right.
traveling and I'm out of town and I'm in another city and, I have an 8 o'clock shift, like I said, I wake up at 6:30 in the morning, half an hour
Mhm.
earlier than I need to. And I do whatever I can possibly do in 30 minutes. I don't even need to go to a gym. You can do jumping jacks, you can do squats, and you can do lunges, and you can have a really good workout, 30 minutes, pretty intense workout, provided you have the willpower for it. So depending on how much time I have. So in a week, it's not like I've got every single day I have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you've got to find that formula for the week when it comes to someone like me, because my work is different. It could be like 3 days of shoot and then 2 days of rest and then
Mm.
4 days of events. So
Yeah.
it varies for me. My formula is different from your formula. People who are going back to work on a 9 to 5 kind of space, 5 days a week, they have to find their week form. The 5 days of the week formula and the weekend formula, and how they're going to fit exercise into it. So I mean, everybody has to find a formula that works for them. And for me, my only formula is I need to get my workout over with and done with the first part of the day before my day starts. If I leave it for
Right.
later, it's not going to happen. And I don't believe in that not going to happen part of it. It has to happen.
Right. Absolutely. No excuses, Mandira. No excuses.
Yes.
This is, of course, something that I think a lot of people want to talk about, want to address. But, yoga can help us with our body. We know that. But it also helps us with our soul, with our mind, which I feel like a lot of people don't really pay attention to. So, just really quickly,
Yes.
if you could tell us how you manage to keep yourself healthy mentally, and how does yoga help you do that and achieve your mental, goals for mental
Well,
health?
like I said, we all go through stressful times and stressful days, and anxiety is something that hits us, out of the blue and happens. And I will say there are 2 or 3 things I do to keep myself emotionally and mentally fit. One is, yes, I do practice yoga. Sometimes just, getting to your breathing and slowing down your breathing is the most wonderful way to calm yourself down. It actually does. It's physically known to bring your heart rate down. So yes, breathing and like I said, those inverted couple of those inverted asanas where you keep your legs up, and the cat, cow, and cobra pose help me a great deal. Even downward dog, to calm myself down. Now, apart from yoga, I I beseech everybody who's listening here that if you are having some sort of emotional upheaval, if you are feeling unhappy or sad or depressed for a longish period of time, please, please, please seek help. Sometimes we think that we can just talk to a friend and it'll get better, but sometimes to get out of an emotional upheaval, sometimes you do need to take the help of professionals. And so I say take help because I have taken help, and it's very, very important to address. In our country, for some reason, a lot of people think that meeting a psychologist or a counselor or a psychiatrist is taboo, but you should not look at it that way. Like we take care of our physical health to take care of our emotional and mental fitness and mental health, we sometimes need to take the help of counselors and psychologists and people who can guide us out of certain situations, or help us with certain feelings that we are finding hard to navigate through. So taking help is very, very important. That's the second thing. And the third thing I practice to keep myself emotionally and mentally stable and fit is I practice gratitude on a very regular basis. I wake up in the morning, and before I open my eyes, I say, thank you God for giving me this night of beautiful sleep. Thank you God for the fact that I've woken up this morning. Thank you God for my health. Thank you God for my children's health. Thank you God for the roof over my head. Thank you God for the food on my table. And the more you appreciate and the more gratitude you actually feel, it really helps you come out of a funk. It helps you come out of a negative situation. Whenever I feel negative, I actually just sit down, close my eyes, and say I say to myself 10 things I'm grateful for, 10 things that are going right in my life that I am grateful for and that I'm thankful for. And whenever you're feeling true gratitude from your heart, it's very difficult at the same time to feel negative or angry or depressed. So that's one method I use to basically take care of my emotional and my mental space. I practice gratitude. Gratitude is a very, very important factor in my life because I call it my superpower. And I really believe the more you appreciate, the more it appreciates. The more you appreciate, the more there is to appreciate.
Wow. Thank you. I mean, we've covered a lot of ground and there's lots to take back today, but I think what you said in the last couple of minutes definitely will hold true for a lot of people. And I think it's going to help a lot of people, come out of their shells and address certain things that they may be going through. Now, on a lighter note, Mandira, we have a lot of people that want to speak to you and ask you questions. So if you will allow me, I'm going to go ahead and introduce someone to you who's got a question for you. Our first question comes from Vishal Gautam, Vice President Compensation Benefits, EMEAI and APAC at MSCI Inc. Okay, Vishal Gautam, what's your first question for Mandira? Hello, Vishal, are we there? Okay, you know what, Mandira, while we wait for Vishal to come online. Oh, I think he's here. Let's get him. There we go. Okay, you know what? Maybe not. We'll wait till Vishal speaks. Till then, how about a quick rapid fire round? I have a few questions for you.
Why not?
Really quick.
Okay.
Just rapid, the most rapid that we can, do.
Yeah.
All right. Your
The first
favorite
thought
yoga.
that comes to my
Favorite
head.
yoga asana. Right. Absolutely. Favorite yoga asana.
Halasan. Halasan, which is the plow where you go up, also called the candlestick pose.
All right. Not including yourself, the healthiest person you know. One celebrity and one non-celebrity.
Oh, okay. Two, Vidyut Jamwal and Akshay Kumar, both are very, very fit because they're really, really fit. It's not just about gym fitness, it's actual strength. And there's a restaurant here I know who's a friend of mine, and he is not even like in front of the camera, but his name is Gaurav Batra, and he has really impressed me with his fitness. So non-celebrity.
All right, this is tricky, I feel, for someone like you, but acting in serials or serial exercising?
Serial exercising. I'm a serial exerciser. That's something that cannot be taken away from me. I was acting in serials, but now I'm a full-time serial exerciser.
Great. Okay, the unhealthiest thing you allow yourself once in a
while? Chocolate and chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream, anything chocolate.
All right. Yoga for the mind or yoga for the body?
Yoga has to be for the mind and body. It can't, they're like this. They're interconnected.
All right. Your next fitness goal?
I want to do a handstand without a wall behind me. I can do it with a wall. I can do 20 of them in a row. I can do 30 of them in a row, but I can't do it without a wall behind me. So that's my next fitness goal.
All right. Check calories or eat what you like?
Say again?
Check your calories or eat what you like?
Yeah, it's a combination of both. You know, I think life is too short to not live it. So it's not eat what you like. It's not open season, but I don't count my calories. It's not like I live life saying, okay, this is too many calories. I try and find a balance.
All right. One last rapid fire question for you. The healthiest meal you love to have, and one that's not boring.
You know something, quinoa is a great discovery. Quinoa has, lots of protein, and it is my replacement for rice and roti. So whenever I'm having dal and sabzi, I have it with quinoa. Whenever I'm having sort of even eggs, I have it with quinoa. So quinoa kind of is my superfood that I mix into everything. And my most sort of healthy thing, I make a lovely quinoa and yogurt sort of salad.
Great.
I can eat it all right, day or night.
That keeps our rapid fire round going. It was pretty rapid, so I must give it up to you. So thank you for being extremely rapid with your answers. Now let's see if Vishal is actually on the call. Vishal Gautam, are you there? Or maybe we'll take another. Okay, there we go. Hi.
Hi, Mandira. So my quick question is to you, is when a person is in difficult times, or say post vacations, say good times and bad times, how do a person join back the normal routine of exercise or yoga, because it becomes very difficult after a break? So days becomes months. So what's your mantra to, so I'll say, come back to the same schedule?
Well, firstly, let me tell you what my mantra is. When I go on holiday, I make sure that one section of my suitcase has running shoes, has track pants and shorts, so that I have my workout gear even when I'm on holiday. I make sure that I don't fall off the wagon completely, because getting back on the wagon, like you said, it can be difficult. So even during my holiday, I allow myself all the cheat meals and all that because I'm on holiday, but I don't stop exercising. That's one way of doing it. And if you don't want to like do the whole routine like you used to back home when you're on exercise, at least walk. Remember, walking is it's a 360. It kind of covers the, you can get a scenic route in, you can do some sightseeing while you're walking and get some exercise in. So don't fall off the wagon if you can help it. But if you have gone on a vacation and you've not exercised at all, the way to get back into it is get back into it slowly. Start with something you can do easily. Don't go, headlong into something that is difficult where you can injure yourself. Just like, you're starting your fitness journey for the first time. How would you start it? Give yourself, small goals and say, you know what, this holiday I put on 4 kilos. I'm not thinking about 4 kilos. I'm thinking about 1 kilo, and I want to just lose 1 kilo. When you lose that 1 kilo, I say, okay, well done. You lost that 1 kilo. Now I'm going to lose one more kilo. That's it. So that's how to do it. Give yourself small goals and start nice and easy. Don't go headlong into things, because the, as easily as you got into it, you can fall off the wagon as well.
Vishal, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Okay, we do have another question for you. One last one from Bhakti from Nuance Communications. Bhakti, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Mandira. Nice hearing you out in this session. So, from my side, it's always being in an IT world. We are, having always a mixed kind of work loads, and I know that's the time we strongly think about the saying that yoga truly is a mind and body exercise, which is a combination. So, I'd like to understand for you personally how you have found this helpful. What have been your experience when it comes to making a difference in your life, or how it has impacted you when it comes to your daily habits or managing the stress levels that we all go through in today's life, the mental well-being. So what's your experience, barring, of course, we know the exercise, there are some people who feel that opens up for them their mental status, but yoga per se, if we say, how it has been helpful for you?
Well, yoga has, given me the kind of flexibility that I never used to have before. I am doing certain stretches and certain poses that I could do in my school days now, because I practice those on a regular basis. I think what yoga does for your flexibility, what yoga does for your core strength, what yoga does for your peace of mind, what yoga does for even getting a good night's sleep. These are, and of course, like I've mentioned before, to manage your anxiety. These are the ways it's helped me. So whenever I found that there's something that does not have something happening to me that does not have a solution, I turn to yoga. So if there's an injury which I'm finding that I'm not able to get okay in the conventional methods, I do a couple of yoga stretches and I keep practicing and whatever that injury is, it over time opens up or gets better, heals. So, and even with sleep, I found I wasn't getting good sleep, and after I practiced a couple of poses, yoga poses, anxiety relieving poses, my sleep got better. So I just think that it's yoga, like you said in your question, is mind. It's mind, it's body and soul. So you got to see what you need it for. You've got to see what works for you, and you've got to practice it like that. There are people who practice yoga 7 days a week, and I wish I was one of those people. But I also sometimes feel I need to run and I need to jump. I need that kind of activity in my daily regime. So that's why my yoga is maybe only 3 or 4 times a week. But who knows? Maybe my yoga journey is going to sort of lift up from here after talking to you and after today. So it is what your body wants. It's what your mind wants, and you have to just listen to your body and mind.
Thank you.
Thank you for that question, Bhakti. And of course, at this point, I want to thank you, Mandira, for taking your time out and joining us today, and really helping us celebrate Yoga Day. And hopefully, this will kickstart the journey for a lot of people with their yoga journey. And want to wish you the best. Hopefully, the next time we meet, you are doing that headstand that you hope to do.
Yes, handstand. I want to do a handstand without a wall. That's the one. Maybe I will. Yes, but I have to say thank you, Shagufta. It was lovely talking to you, and a big thank you to Connect and Heal for inviting me here. What a wonderful platform Connect and Heal is. And, for all those of you who do not do regular health checkups, as my parting message to you, please get, regular checkups done, because, that is one way we can really take care of ourselves and we can be there for our families. Remember that when you are taking care of yourself and taking care of your health and doing these regular checkups, it is a responsibility that you are fulfilling for your family. So do it for yourself, do it for your family. And it's wonderful that we have a platform like Connect and Heal that has everything on offer for you. So thank you for having me. And it was really a lovely conversation, Shagufta. And I just want to wish everybody who's listening in, who's tuned in at this point of time, great health and peace of mind, lots of love and light, and it was lovely, lovely chatting with you.
Thank you so much, Mandira. And yes, like Mandira mentioned, thank you to everyone that tuned in and took their time out. And we wish you all the best. And of course, Connect and Heal for bringing us all together and allowing, us to talk about all these things. And on that note, breathe in, breathe out. Bye, everybody.